Let's begin.
Here we go! Hi, everybody!
Let's start the insanity.
You are not worried, are you?
Me? No.
Well, we're waiting.
Hello and welcome to Super Media All-Stars. We are a weekly podcast, and tonight we are talking about the games of the video games. I'm your host, John Harris, and I'm joined by a packed house of 4 other All-Stars tonight. The first one being Jake Boston.
Boop, 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 boop. Kids on the beat. Kids on the street. Beat kids. Beat kids.
Brent Harris.
Sometimes when I'm having a bad day, I experience some mild lactation from my man boobs.
Returning Andy Guild.
Metal Gear. Survive.
And making his return after a long hiatus, Jesse Geske.
Hi.
Awake
That's
from
all I got.
hibernation, huh?
Returning from
I
his
am
reach
alive,
around.
yes.
So, guys, we got a great episode we're going tonight. It is the 1-year anniversary of the Nintendo Switch. It is officially turning 1 year old March 3rd. It is 2018. It came out a year ago, March 3rd, 2017. So this episode will be all about the Nintendo Switch. We got some personal stories we'll be sharing with you from this previous year. But before we get into that, all that good stuff, guys, it's been about over a month since we've talked video games. What the heck have you guys been doing?
This is a good time to not have a video game podcast because there hasn't been a lot that's been out.
Not
That's
too much
new.
going on.
Good time
No.
to catch up on games we've been sitting on, though, which
Pretty
has
much.
been nice.
Yeah. So
Been
that
playing
means,
some Horizon Zero Dawn.
and how's that going?
Amazing. Yeah.
Yeah?
I can't believe I put it off so long, but I really like it. It's really good. I think Brent would really like it because it reminds me a lot of Shadow of the Colossus. Or no, Shadows of Mordor.
Shadow of
sorry.
Mordor?
Yeah.
Really?
It's got sneaky elements to it where you have critical hits, and there's a lot of bow combat to it.
Do you think there's
You
more
take control of monsters, and then they attack other monsters like you do with the orcs.
Oh, so it does
it's pretty.
sound like it.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
Is it more or less stealthy than the Shadow of War or Shadow of War games?
You can kind of play it how you want to a certain degree, but you can't really take on multiple machines at the same time, so it's pretty heavily stealth based.
Yeah, that game came out a year ago, this week. It came out the
Yeah.
same week as Breath of the Wild, right?
I think November of 16, was it?
The Frozen Wild edition did.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Frozen Wilds did.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, but I'm just now getting around to it.
So I've been catching up on a lot of things. Last time we talked, I was close to beating Final Fantasy III, and I beat it.
Nice.
Andy, you told me how to expect the ending. The ending was good.
The ending is the most epic ending in any RPG, in my opinion.
Did Final Fantasy III set the tone of every Final Fantasy game ending in a god fight, where the bad guy becomes a god?
Basically, I think that happens in 5-2 with Zero Mess, but I think he's a god anyway. But yeah, it basically set the stage for every humanoid becoming
A god
mode.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happens to Kefka. And I'm glad I stacked hours in that game because the final boss fight went by pretty easy, which I was happy.
Yeah, that fight can be really hard because you can do it immediately once you go into the Dark World. I'm pretty sure once
can.
you get your party back together. So depending on how much time you spend on it, it can be really difficult or really easy.
Nice. About 75% done with Wolfenstein, so I've yet to go back and finish that. I started Shadow of the Colossus. I got one Colossus left, the final bad guy.
You've had one Colossus left for a week now.
I know, but he, compared to the other Colossi, I'm having so much technical trouble with the controls with the last one. Compared to the other Colossi, the controls have been fine.
So it utilizes everything you've learned so far.
Yeah, and
those can be tough.
the pacing is it's tough.
It is 15-year-old controls now.
Yeah, so that's been rough.
They haven't made it better though. Is it still awkward?
No, it's awkward.
It's still PS2 controls.
Yeah.
Before it came out, I heard they were going to fix that, but when I started playing it too, I was kind of this kind of feels awkward. Holding down the R1 or R2 or whatever to grasp is really horrible.
Yeah, it is.
Does it feel rushed, the game?
No, it looks fantastic, and I just don't think they changed any controls.
Yeah, and the one thing I noticed when I started playing it was that I remember people talking about it and saying that it's a really great world to explore, a huge map. And now I go in there with some of the stuff we have now, and I'm like, this is kind of tiny, dead. Nothing's going on around.
How's the
here.
horse riding? I always hated that.
Yeah, I hate it.
That's why
that
I could
too.
never play that game.
If it wasn't for the visuals, the horse rider would be just awful. But there's something to look
Okay.
at as you ride.
Right.
Yeah,
I love this game when it came out for PS2,
Okay.
and I played it again on PS3, and I don't mind that stuff at all.
Okay.
Just like writing, just letting the environment speak for itself, and just
Right.
trying to find stuff.
I
Let
picked
your
it
mind
up.
wander.
Yeah, I picked it up a few years ago for the PS2, and I played it for like 15 minutes. I'm like, nope, can't do it. But I was playing the PS2 version relatively recent, I guess, within the last few years. So
Right.
I
That being said,
couldn't
though,
get into it.
Still getting past the final boss fight, the game has been really good up to this point.
Sweet.
But other than that, like I talked about earlier, I just playing my SNES Classic just as some short gaming periods. Recently playing Donkey Kong Country just to get through that. But
You're disgustingly good at that game.
Donkey Kong Country,
Yeah. I think we played 2 together co-op.
Oh, yeah,
when
we
we went
did.
to Wisconsin.
yeah,
Yeah,
I love
like
that game.
I thought I was all right and I was horrible, and you were just like, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna do this. I can do blindfolded if I want to."
Well, Donkey Kong Country 2 is one of my favorites.
Yeah.
I love that one. Too bad it's not on the Classic though.
Yeah, just the first one
I gotta
kinda
play
sucks.
I gotta play the first one, so that's okay. What about you? Anybody else?
Have any of you guys played The Witness?
That's the puzzle game.
Yeah, I picked it up because it was on sale on Steam about a month ago, and I kind of dislike it at this point.
It doesn't
but-
seem like my kind of game. It seems like Myst with puzzles. Like
Yeah,
everything is puzzles.
and all the puzzles are. It's a simple line puzzle, but they throw stuff in there that makes it more complicated. But I was gonna ask if anyone had played it and likes it because I'm like teetering on the edge of just dropping it completely. But everything I read about it is like you should probably push through that.
Yeah, when the game came out, I know IGN gave it a perfect 10 out of 10.
Yeah, which I think is crazy because I mean the puzzles are clever. Like there's one in particular where it's basically like an open thing. So you're just drawing a line from point A to point B, and you have to do it in a certain way based on the rules of whatever grid they give you. And one that I thought was really clever was you're in an area and you're like looking at this panel you have to put the line on, and the solution is to draw around the shadows of these trees that are projecting onto the platform, which is it's kind of a clever thing, and you don't it takes a while to figure out what you're trying to do.
And it's pretty much like one continuous line. Like once you solve a puzzle, the
Yeah.
line pretty much like goes and you follow the line to the next puzzle. Correct? Or
So when you
like a line lights up.
Yeah, when you finish a puzzle, a line lights up on the ground that is
Yeah.
like a power to some door or something. But then they get clever, so like sometimes you'll start on one spot to draw a line, and then another line will be drawn like mirroring you, and you have to like get through 2 different puzzles at the same time. So it's clever, but not really into it.
Is it all geography based puzzles?
So far, it's all just anything I've seen is like lines on a grid, like on monitors that
Gotcha.
are around the game world. But I've heard there are different things that kind of got spoiled for me that you like divert rivers and stuff at some point. And then, as usual, I've been playing some Overwatch.
Standard.
Standard.
Nice
just
fallback.
Fun. Yeah.
They just released a new hero.
Yeah. They announced so it's Bridget, but it's pronounced Brigitte
Oh,
because
geez.
it's like Polish or something.
Yeah.
She looks cool. She's like a healer support. She gives you armor if you're fully healed, and she has like a personal like shield that absorbs damage and stuff. She looks fun.
Nice.
They were needing another healer support, so
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Moira's like my favorite character now, though.
she's kind of broken.
Yeah, she's super broken and she's super fun. Like she has 2 modes. She can damage or heal with her like little beam blast, and then she throws an orb that just automatically damages or heals, which is OP as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is she free to play, or do you have
Yeah,
to?
the whole
Yeah.
game. Yeah,
okay.
once you buy Overwatch, every hero is free.
Yeah, all the
Okay.
content free.
The only thing that you have to pay for is like loot boxes to get skins,
Cosmetic
and,
stuff.
Yeah, cosmetic.
Did they change those loot boxes?
They changed the drop rate, didn't they?
Yes.
Recently,
Wasn't there a lot of controversy around loot boxes recently?
Yeah, with the Star Wars Battlefront stuff.
yeah.
But they changed it before that came out,
Oh, okay.
just to change the drop rate so you get good stuff more often.
Yeah.
Right. I know certain states are starting to implement like new rules in
They're-
terms of like what they
because
need to
it's-
disclose. And
Because it's borderline gambling.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a Supreme Court case in Hawaii that they're trying to just completely prevent loot boxes
Right.
in
Right.
any game.
Because it's all RNG based and you're paying for
Yes, it's because it is basically gambling
Yeah.
for children, so you can get around the age restriction on gambling because
Right.
kids can put money into the game and gamble.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I know that the ESRB just did something in court to where like every
Right.
game that comes out now has to say like in-app purchases pretty much like on a physical
yeah.
copy of something on like the front cover.
Yeah, I did see that too. Any other games with you two, Jake or Brent?
Yeah. So I'm always looking for indie games on Steam, and one of them I found was I was watching a streamer one day, and he was playing We Were Here, which is a 2-person like puzzle solver.
Okay.
And one person plays as they call it the librarian, and I think the other one's called like the adventurer. So basically, each of you go into a different room, and you can't see what the other person's looking at. And basically, they have something going on in the room, and they have to tell you what's going on, so that if, like, for instance, if you're the librarian, you probably have a map or something going on in the room, and then they have to explain like what's going on to the adventurer, because then they have like a puzzle that they need their information from to solve it, and then they both can continue from there.
So you can't play this game by yourself. It's definitely co-op.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
But it's really
Sounds
fun.
like that bomb game. Like you have 60
Oh, keep
seconds.
talking and
Yeah.
no one explodes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should
Sounds
play
like
it.
that.
You've been talking about it forever.
Yeah, I know.
And I have it on my PC. All we have to do is get together and play it, and it's amazing. I also been playing Killing Floor 2 with a couple of buddies of mine.
That's an older game now, right?
Yeah, I mean, it came out in 2015, 2016.
Yeah.
It's just a zombie killing survival horror game. Lastly, I went back recently to World of Warships.
Oh yeah, your online battleship, pretty much.
Yeah.
Is that an anime game?
No.
Like,
No.
because okay, so I keep seeing ads for this thing on Steam where it looks like World of Warships or Battleships or something, and there's like anime girls on it. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Their advertisements for the game are really weird
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
because they're like, I don't know. I think they're Russian, but
Is that the ad where it says you can go in and destroy the Yamato
yeah,
on
that's
Spotify?
probably what it is.
Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah,
and I hate it.
It's super weird.
so is the game like good?
Yeah, the game's phenomenal.
Okay.
Like the graphics are amazing, and then it's like
Yeah, like this ad was like
Is it
making
an
me
app
think
game?
that destroying the Yamato was this big deal. Is it?
Is it an app?
yeah, the Yamato is the tier 10 of the
Oh, okay.
Japanese battleship line. So there's destroyers, there's cruisers, there's battleships, and then there's aircraft carriers.
And the Yamato.
So there's like 10 to 12 people on each side, and then you just basically either get objectives, then or / kill each other. Like
Is
team
it
deathmatch.
is it an RTS game?
If you play an aircraft carrier, it is because it's top down.
Okay.
And that's how you control like your airplanes. But everyone else, it's your third person behind your ship, and then you go into like scoped mode when you're trying to shoot at other people.
Oh, okay.
So-
That's not what I expected at all from that ad. or
No,
anything.
yeah, their
kind of
advertisement
interesting.
is so weird. They have like such
Yeah.
a weird taste or a weird taste of humor, but
How big is the player base for that game?
it's gotten smaller over the years because their bigger game is called World of Tanks, and that's got
Oh,
their cult
Tanks, yeah.
following.
Why don't you play that? You like the slow, methodical world of Battleship?
He pretends he's Liam Nielsen in Battleship.
No, I don't.
You
And
like,
he has
I don't at
Rihanna
all.
playing in the background
You
constantly.
you pretend you're Taylor Kitsch in Battleship.
No, I
he
don't.
likes destroying the Yamato. Come on, guys.
Yeah, like setting it on fire. But no, yeah, that's pretty good.
Jake, anything on your front?
Yeah, the majority of games that I play now are on the Nintendo Switch.
Good thing.
And anytime I'm in a store and I see a game for less than $20, I just buy it
Yeah.
and just try it out. I bought Super Bomberman R. That was a launch game for the Switch.
Yeah.
It's Bomberman. You can't go wrong with that. It's
Yep.
best multiplayer, but I haven't played a multiplayer with anybody. So
It's best less than $20 because it was a $60 game when it launched.
yeah, and there's no way it should have been.
Yeah.
Like the best part about this is that some Bombermen that you can play are based off some other like Konami franchises.
Oh, nice.
Like you can play as Simon Belmont,
Oh, really?
or you can play as like Pyramid Head from Silent Hill.
Oh, nice.
That's who I always play as.
Huh.
It's cool. Puyo Tetris.
How is that?
It's fun. I love Tetris, and Puyo. Wow, Puyo. I really don't like.
So,
So-
half of it's good?
Yeah, it's like, oh, good, the Tetris port. Let's just put this on, and then Puyo comes on. It's like I don't care about matching bubbles with anything. But you can choose to play just Tetris, and I do that the majority of the time. Cinemora EX.
Yeah.
It's a shoot 'em up,
Yeah.
pretty much. Except you don't really worry about your lives. You worry about like how much time you have left on the clock.
Yeah, it's pretty much a bullet shooter, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a shoot 'em up. Yeah,
Yeah.
And I love those games. So
Yeah. I bought this digitally and haven't played it yet.
you should.
Yeah.
It's really
I
fun.
need to.
And
It's
the
a
last,
good multiplayer, isn't it?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And the last one I played, Rocket League. Best Buy like 3 weeks ago had it on sale for $20, and then with Gamers Club Unlocked, you get it for like 16.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And I fucking love Rocket League. I got it when it was a free PS Plus game, when it came out,
Yep.
like at launch. And yeah, any Rocket League is good by me.
How's
So-
the multiplayer? Connection wise, is it good?
Yeah, no, the connection, it's fine. The graphics aren't that great, but you don't need good graphics in a soccer
Sure.
racing game, pretty much. So
Right.
yeah, and it's always fun. Like the controller's still there, handheld.
You've not had like disconnect issues at all playing?
No,
Oh, cool.
not a single one. And I've probably played
Sweet.
like 20 matches so far since I've had it. So
Pretty sure
that's a fun game to where like if you have 10 minutes, just play a match
Yeah.
and be done.
Pretty sure the only multiplayer game on the Switch to have connection issues just been Splatoon 2.
Oh yeah.
I think every other game has done fine so far.
That was also earlier in its launch, so hopefully connectivity has gotten better.
I think that was with the launch of the online service. So
yeah,
that
it
makes
was.
sense.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot of people wanting to play at that time too. So trying to figure out the.
And
player
before
base.
we jump into the main portion, I want to ask one question before I don't want to open a bag of worms here. But I do want to mention, just because if you follow us on Instagram, we've been posting pictures lately of some recent retro finds. And I did find a guy in a collector's group who traded me complete in box Castlevania 3 on the Super Nintendo. I traded him for 4 GameCube games, which included Skies of Arcadia, Metal Gear Twin Snakes. What else did I get?
Eternal Darkness?
Eternal Darkness, yes,
Yeah.
thank you. And then Hulk.
Yeah, Ultimate Destruction.
Yeah.
That game is fucking awesome.
Twin Snakes is hard to find.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's like a rare game, and that's a fun one to play even if you've never played Metal Gear Solid before.
It makes it easier.
It is
Number
easier
one.
because the game wasn't designed around having a first-person view
Yep.
unless you're sniping.
Yeah,
so,
there are some bosses that
yeah,
you play.
you can just light up Revolver Ocelot like in the beginning just by
Yeah.
going in first person and like shooting in between the pipes.
Oh,
But
really?
It's a fun way to play it because it's like it's like Otacon, who's like the Snake fanboy, like telling the story of how Snake is so awesome, basically, because all the cutscenes are like Snake flipping over a tank and like kicking
really?
a missile
Oh, yeah.
back at it's insane.
So I was pretty pumped about that, and I liked Castlevania games, but like I played Castlevania 3 once, and I was like, this is good. I don't need to hold on to this
So you
anymore.
traded Super Castlevania 4?
Okay, so then it was the 4.
Okay.
It was 4 then.
Oh, that's like one of the best
That's the
ones.
best one,
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually didn't care for it that much.
Well, it's
Oh
on the
my God.
SNES Mini, so I mean,
Yeah, that too.
Symphony of the Night.
I can see
is
trading
the
it if you
best.
don't need it.
So you traded that one for the 4 GameCube games?
yeah, but two of those GameCube games are actually kind of harder to find, and there's one that's
yeah.
like,
John-
I mean,
John-
Skies of Arcadia
John
is
still got
in the middle.
fleeced, but it's okay.
No,
like I did the math, and it was like our trade was pretty good.
yeah,
Yeah.
So I was
Seems
happy with
pretty
the trade.
Even.
Especially if it's on the
Yeah.
SNES Mini, I think he did good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You need to play Eternal Darkness. Once you're done, like with finishing 2 of your games, like you need to finish Wolfenstein 2.
It's scary though.
Don't go in,
It's so good.
Don't go in the bathroom ever.
In Eternal Darkness.
In the bathtub?
Yeah, the bathroom
I know.
fucked my life up.
Well, the game fucks with you at some
Yeah.
points,
Yeah,
and I don't
it
know
really
if it'll
does.
fuck with you on like an HD TV or not.
Maybe not. 'Cause
Yeah.
you'd be able to tell all the cracks and yeah.
Yeah,
you'd
or
probably
like
be able
when
to
it
see.
like goes to like auxiliary mode, like
Yeah.
no TVs do that
Yep,
anymore.
yeah.
So
And just to be fair, have you guys had any pickups recently other than modern games?
not retro.
Not retro?
No, not really.
I've got a few. I can't remember them though.
Well, that's good.
I buy random stuff on eBay all the time. I just
Yeah.
throw it on the shelf and it gets lost.
What's your favorite system to collect for?
Oh man, favorite right now? Probably Super Nintendo. Yeah,
that's my
Shit's
jam,
really
too.
expensive on that though, so I'm very leery about it.
Everything's
'Cause
expensive.
Prices
for
go up
everything.
and down all the time, and I'm waiting for the crash still, which is on some games they've crashed a little bit, but
Don't you
I don't
have
know.
a Earthbound in box?
I no,
Oh,
not the U.S. one.
Oh,
Inbox.
okay.
I have the Japanese
Sneaky,
Yeah.
sneaky.
The
Still
American Earthbound inbox would be like over $1,000. It's
Yeah.
stupid.
with
Complete
the
box.
with the
Yeah.
scratch and sniff.
You gotta have
Yeah.
those.
That'd be,
fuck that.
That'd be crazy.
I do want the big box though for the Earthbound
Mm.
complete in box.
Looks so
That's-
pretty.
That would be like my dream item to find. The big box.
Good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
All right, guys, that being said, let's jump into the main portion of our show, and that is going to be the year in review for Nintendo Switch.
This is like some Kobe beef meat right here.
This is some good stuff. This is top meat right here. Top cut. What we're going to happen is we're going to go over kind of what the year has been for the Nintendo Switch and kind of go over some of our personal stories and how this year has gone for us and how we pretty much are, I think it's going to be pretty much a lot of gushing about the Nintendo Switch, but we'll have some criticism in there as well. But let's dial back probably 14 months ago, 2 months before the Nintendo Switch launched. Can you guys remember your personal feelings or expectations about what this was going to be.
Is this when they did their January announcement video?
Yeah, like no direct. Or like more like a commercial almost.
Yeah, it was just like, oh, hey, here's a thing. Like, oh, you can play it in the airport. Oh, you can go from like your apartment outside to a party and still bring it with you.
Yeah. And they had like the video of the Switch on some of the back of a car chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that.
I feel like right before they announced this, it was like something they were announcing that they said Nintendo's got a new thing coming, and they didn't tell you anything. And basically everybody knew what it was going to be. Everyone was like, this has to be a hybrid console, right? With removable controllers, probably, right?
Yeah.
And then they announced it, but it was like a mix of like, I knew it, and this is crazy, and I can't believe they're doing this.
I wasn't completely sold after watching the video.
No way.
I don't think really most people weren't.
My favorite consoles are handhelds, so I was totally into this.
I was actually concerned watching it because
Well, coming off the Wii U, it was
Yeah.
like,
That
they've tried this before.
yeah, that original commercial, the announcement video, was very casual.
it was.
That was my one worry when I saw that.
The messaging was better because there were actually kids involved, as what the Wii U was a huge kids push. But man,
And it helped with that video. They showed Skyrim. They showed Mario Kart.
yeah,
They showed like a little 2-second segment of Mario in like a Mexican desert.
Odyssey.
Like it,
yeah.
it gave you enough to get excited. Like, what is this?
I was just flat out concerned, and I think the reason that sold me on it was the launch, which ended up being Breath of the Wild,
Right.
and a kind of some other games that we had eventually got release dates for. Going to the launch date, once you guys had it in your hands, and I think one of the first times we all played it was at Jake's old house, and me and Andy brought our Switches, or maybe it was just me, I don't remember. You had gotten a Switch at the same time I did.
Yeah, I got it. I didn't bring it over, but when I arrived a few minutes after everybody else, everyone was already playing the Switch, like just passing it around, I was like, oh my god, like everyone's into it, crazy. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think I had just gotten off a 50-hour Zelda bender,
Yeah.
which is why I was late.
Yeah, the first time I played it was when you brought it over to my house, and I'm not a big Zelda guy to begin with, but just playing this, I'm like, oh my god, I just want to run around and just do anything I want. And
Yeah.
it felt like you could do anything you wanted.
Yeah.
And
I feel like the system was hard to find at launch too.
well, it was.
Oh, yeah.
Because I couldn't get one.
Unless
I wanted to play Zelda, but I couldn't at
Unless
the
you
time.
pre-ordered it, yeah.
Yeah, it took me at least a month or two to actually finally get one.
Let's talk about that story, because it's a
Yeah.
really good story. Because
meeting out front of Toys R Us
Yeah,
and
'cause-
waiting in the rain for an hour and a half.
oh man, that was bad.
It
And
was
not only
terrible.
that,
And it was for Brent.
Yeah, I
he
went with-
wasn't even there.
I had to work.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Brent sent his minions.
Well, you got one. You got yours too that day.
No, I got it. Yeah,
man, but
After,
It's not just me.
pain and suffering. No,
Faye and Jesse took turns with an umbrella going
Oh,
on side of Toys R Us
Oh
where the
my
rain
God.
where the rain wasn't coming down. And there's people there that have been there from overnight
Yeah.
waiting for a Switch in the rain.
Oh.
Me and Jesse got
They're
there like
hardcore.
what, like at 7 in the morning, and they opened
Yeah.
at 8.
Oh,
At this point in the release schedule, wasn't it the idea that everybody was asked, like calling people at Toys R Us and saying, "Hey, when is the Switch coming?" and getting like insider info?
Pretty much, because you had to get insider info. You had to line up in order to get a Switch. Still, this is was like a week or two after launch. We lined up.
yeah. Well, we had to wait an hour just to get given a number, so then we could go warm up in our cars because they hadn't handed out numbers till like 15 minutes before they opened. So we were
Right.
just sitting there, and they were like sitting inside, like looking at us like, "You dumb fucks," just like freezing to death. Like, yeah, we got the numbers here, but we're not going to give them to you. Fuck you. You can sit out there for 45 minutes.
And Toys R Us is going bankrupt. And, that was probably the most like excitement those employees.
But
had
Toys R Us
for
was
a
probably the
long
most
time.
open about stock, because Target wasn't definitive, Walmart
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
definitive, GameStop wouldn't give you any kind of indication.
yeah. I know like Best Buy and I think Toys R Us too. When you would call, the automated thing would say, "We do not have any Switches," or you would have to call or look at our website if you were inquiring about Switches.
Yeah.
I know Toys R Us and maybe one other place I can't remember, but they did not take pre-orders.
That sounds right. Yeah.
So it was first come first serve there.
Right.
And like I went to Walmart the night before. I was talking to a friend who said, "Hey, I'm at Walmart in Ankeny, and there's like nobody here, like waiting for the Switch." And he said, "You should come up here." So I said, "All right, well, there's one closer to me, so I'm gonna try there first, and then if there's a line, I'm gonna come meet you, and you can hold me a spot." He's like, "Sure." I go to my Walmart. There's nobody there. I'm third person in line, but there are like pre-order people coming or whatever. But I had to like keep asking this old lady like, you guys have the Switch coming out at midnight, right? And there's enough for like people who didn't pre-order. She's like, I'm not sure.
Oh,
Let
no.
me-"
Oh my
So
God.
I was sitting there for 3 or 4 hours,
Oh,
like
man.
not really sure if I was gonna get one, but then when it finally came time to like roll it out, like there was like 5 employees there like pulling stuff out, and you know they had a ton of Switch, like 20, 25, 30.
So
And
go on.
Oh no, just a small thing. One of the employees, like an older guy who didn't understand what was happening, I said, "So I want to get the Switch and I want to get Zelda Breath of the Wild." I was like the first person up there to get it, and he goes, "Oh, we don't have any of the games." And
What?
I almost lost my shit. But then one of the younger guys was like, "Oh no, we have it."
Yeah. Why
gonna
wouldn't
say.
they?
I know, like I
be
was,
so
I had
ridiculous.
just a moment of like momentary panic. Like, if I try to download it now, the servers are gonna crash.
Well, I didn't get one day one. Like I could have pre-ordered it. I knew when John was pre-ordering his, like, oh, he asked me like, oh, do you want to get one? I'm like, I think I'm gonna wait a little bit. I'm gonna make sure like all the bugs are out of like systems and stuff before I get one. But then the first time I actually saw one in a store, which is when Lego City Undercover came out, they had like a really small push for Switches, and I just saw one in a store, and impulse took over. I'm like, okay, I have to get one of these right now, and I have to get Zelda. I just have to, because this is the first time I've seen one in a month. I'm gonna get it, and I just fucking threw down my credit card. Like, yep, take my money, please.
That's like the collector feeling when you see something on the shelf and you know that somebody else doesn't
Yeah.
have. Give it to me.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I know that feeling. So once we all got our Switches in your hands, did you guys legitimately get excited?
When I was holding that box and like leaving the store, I was like double walking like to the car. Like I didn't want to run through Walmart. And I had to walk past. I had to walk past this line of nerds sitting in line like idiots.
I just want to see this grown man hugging his Switch, sprinting
Oh.
through the Walmart.
You have no idea how embarrassing it was. And like all these people who showed up at 11 like schmucks who were not getting a Switch. And I told them when I was walking by, I was like,
Did you really?
I was like, man, they only got 30. Like, you guys are probably done. But
I got the last one.
yeah, like having it in your hand, like when I opened it and I like pulled it out of there, and it's like, oh, here's the screen. Oh, here's the
Yeah.
little Joy-Cons.
I remember,
Oh my god.
I remember when me and John were leaving, there was like some little kid crying because he couldn't get one. I'm like, oh, fuck you, bitch. No, that never happened.
Oh Jesus!
I remember we were checking out at Toys R Us. Like there was people picking up
Yeah.
probably $500 to $600 worth of everything Switch, Pro controllers, games, multiple Joy-Cons.
That's what you do at launch.
Yeah,
You
but
buy
like,
everything possible.
but man,
I remember I had to work, and John offered, by the way, to go and get it. So I'm like, all right, sweet. And I remember like, I won't text him. Find out if he got it. So then I got home and the box was like,
Like a schoolgirl. You say I'm embarrassed walking through Walmart. I watched you just to go like giddy schoolgirl.
John went through hell to get you that, by the
yeah.
way.
then
It
Brent
was
took it.
horrible.
Brent took it to the bathroom, peeked outside the door real quick, make sure no one's around, and closed the door.
do dirty things to it.
Brent,
You
you in there?
sick son of
Go
a
away. I'm busy.
Not going here for 2.5 minutes. I'm busy.
All right, so now we've kind of talked about launch and our first impressions about it. Let's get into the games a little bit. The first party and the Nindies that kind of dominated the first year on Nintendo. We've gushed about Breath of the Wild, but let's just talk about games in general.
Well, it was our game of the year last year.
It was
Is there a better launch title ever for any system?
Super Mario 64 is very damn close.
I'd say it's close, but I don't think it's
probably better.
Do you think it sold as many systems as this did?
No, 64 did not sell as
Yeah.
great.
Like I think like the attachment rate on the Breath of the Wild was like over 90.
It was over 100%.
I think yeah, because people bought it before
How's
they
that
even had a
possible?
Switch.
Yeah.
That's why.
okay.
When they couldn't get the system, they had
Yeah.
at least bought the game because like, oh, I'm going to buy the system.
So
So
this thing sold systems,
Yeah.
and like for me personally, like I was skeptical about it, but I saw everything about Breath of the Wild, and I had to have the Switch. I wasn't gonna buy the Wii U. Fuck
Yeah.
that.
Breath of the Wild carried the Switch for a good month or two before we got started getting supports.
When the N64 came out, you only had two options. You had Super Mario 64 and you had Pilot Wing 64. And
Pilot
Good
Wings is
games.
yeah, but I mean, lifetime of N64 that only sold like I think 40, 50 million units. This has already sold 15 million in a year, and there were multiple games you could buy launch but everybody bought Zelda.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I don't know a single person that didn't buy Zelda when they bought their Switch.
Yeah.
Right.
That was the only game worth owning at the time, I feel like.
Well, they had 1-2 Switch, but that
Yeah.
did nothing for
Right.
Switch sales, really. I mean, let's talk about the lineup they had. They had 1-2 Switch, which came out later. They had Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which came out a little bit later.
That was like a month later.
Yeah, but that ended up selling phenomenal. Like, that was one of the best-selling games of the Switch in the first year.
I told myself I wasn't going to rebuy that game because I already had it for Wii U.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the only thing it's adding is battle mode. But when I bought it, I'm like, oh, I can't wait to play battle mode with you guys.
Oh my god!
that
You,
first- in that
you
first-
imagine? You remember that time we played battle mode, and we came up with that stupid heal, heal.
Yeah.
And then when Brett and I were at E3, like every day we would wait before we could get in. We'd just wait in these long lines and just play Mario Kart on Switch.
Yeah. And then one time didn't we play against other people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there were a lot of people that had Switches. And
Yeah.
this was like June, like 3 months after the console came out. So like I think we probably saw at least like 50 people with
Yeah,
Switches.
and then everyone else around us was just watching us play.
And I'm sure
Yeah.
you guys played with just one Switch, 2 Joy-Cons, like on their side.
yeah, just
Yeah.
handheld.
That's why it's so brilliant to have stuff like that on there, because you can just take one Switch and have people just like 2 people play at the same time. Like, that's such a good idea.
And then it was kind of gross because I think I then had my spare battery charger in my backpack.
Oh, you did?
And I had 2 cords running out of it, and one was to my Switch, and I think one was to either Jake's Switch or his phone.
Yeah. This external battery pack is pretty much like a fucking
Mini break.
proton pack. Like this thing is huge. I'm like, I didn't even know they made external battery packs this big.
Yeah. So just to run down real quick the games that came out year one. We said Breath of the Wild. We said 1-2 Switch. Mario Kart 8. We had ARMS, Splatoon 2, Pokken Tournament DX, Fire Emblem, Super Mario Odyssey. We had Super Clips, which came out, which is kind of indie, but main head Nintendo. And Xenoblade was the first party games. That's a solid first party lineup for the first year.
Snipper Clips was like the surprise hit. Like that, if you downloaded a game, it would be Snipper Clips because it's a fun game. It's like anybody can get introduced to playing Switch through Snipper Clips.
Yeah.
Right.
It was only like $20, 15, something like that.
$20.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then let's go over the third parties. You had Super Bomberman R came out. You had Binding of Isaac. We had a few other ones like Lego City.
Hey, you skipped Just Dance.
Oh yeah, Just Dance came out too.
You had
We're
to have
skipping.
Just Dance.
But the big hits being like Mario Rabbids was a big hit, which was also kind of actually a third party game. And you had other games like Skyrim did really well too on the Switch as well. LA Noire came out, which came out of nowhere.
Talk about a scam. Ultra Street Fighter 2, the final challenge. $60 for Street Fighter 2. And they just add Shadow Ken and Ryu.
yeah, that's total bullshit.
And Capcom was happy with the sales they got from that game.
I'm sure they were, because people love rebuying Street Fighter 2.
Yeah.
Where it's more
$60?
words tacked on. Oh, yeah.
I could have bought it for 20 and I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Even NBA Playgrounds did it right.
Yeah.
I bought that.
The remake of
It's not. It's just kind of like
well,
NBA.
a hybrid of
successor.
NBA Jam, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. So you had the first party, which was mostly, some of them were mostly ports, straight up ports. And then you had a lot of indie games that were actually playing catch up from other systems. There were some new indies that came out, like Golf Star was definitely like a hit. Super Clips was a big hit. But how do you guys feel about this first year lineup? You guys satisfied to do so much? Is the bar so high?
How can you not be satisfied with
Yeah,
this?
it'd be hard to.
It's got to be one of, I mean, going along with, like, it's got to be one of the best launch titles of all time. It's got to be one of the best first-year lineups ever.
Yeah, definitely.
It's packed.
Nintendo came out with a new first-party game every month.
They
Yeah.
did,
That's
yeah.
fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say right now, Breath of the Wild was more than I expected. It was great. You had surprise hits like Snipper Clips. You had, ARMS was, we had our technical difficulties with it, but people loved it. It sold like more than 1 million copies.
Yeah,
it is a fighting game.
It is what it is, but yeah, it was all right. Splatoon 2.
For solid 2 months of multiplayer,
I
fantastic.
thought the biggest surprise to me was Mario Rabbids.
Oh, for sure.
It was such a weird concept, and you're like, oh, Mario and our
Strategy.
strategy Mario.
Yeah, Mario and guns, they go together pretty well, right?
Yeah,
And that we just got a tease for Donkey Kong coming to that game. Like, I want to put a certain amount of time away to get back into that game because I just don't want to go back into it a little bit. I want to go hardcore back into it.
Have you beat it yet, Andy?
No.
Oh my god.
I saw you look at me. I'm like, don't call me out. Don't call me out.
You're missing like the best part of that
I know.
game right now.
I know I am. So I have a few games on Switch I need to get back to. Axiom Verge, which also an indie game that was really good and had a really good release on Switch.
Yeah.
Rabbids, Mario Kart. I only played a little bit of, but I played through every track and really liked it.
Mm-hmm. One good thing I like about the Switch is that you have physical releases of these indie games. They only charge like $30 for some. I know Axiom Verge came out with a collector's edition for $40.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was. that collector's edition is awesome.
Yeah, I picked that one up.
I almost picked it up the other day at GameStop.
Yeah.
It's a nice collection.
Yeah,
I really liked
looked
it.
cool.
It's a really fun game too.
Looked like a shitty
Like-
Metroid game though, so I passed.
It's
It's almost if not better.
It is. It's not.
It's better?
It's not as good as like Super Metroid, but it's,
Okay.
it's like a better version of the first couple Metroid games.
You play as like some scientist dude who jumps around.
Oh no,
it just
he's
looked weird.
It's way cool. You should.
Okay.
If you're like on the fence,
was on the
would
fence, yeah.
I would get it. It's really good.
okay.
I bought Binding of Isaac, and that game is awesome.
Yep.
It comes with like a whole bunch of extras inside of the physical package, which gives you an incentive to buy it. But that game's just like Super Smash TV, except like super dark and depressing.
Yeah.
Which I fucking love.
That's like the perfect Switch game because you can just I have it on PC. I'll just go in back and play like a round or two every once in a while. Just pick it up, whatever. It's
brutal though.
and there's so much stuff
I
to
love
do
it.
in that game.
It's so
crazy.
fun.
Yeah.
I get so frustrated playing that game.
Talking about the indie developers of the Switch, the ones who really took their chances and dived into this console first year, it paid off because they had some of the best sales that these indie games for them had ever seen. There's been stories that this sold better on the Switch than it ever did on Steam because it's getting the attention on the Switch that it never did on Steam.
Yeah. I mean, Steam is overloaded with everything.
Yeah.
It's
There's
got
not a
so
good,
many indie games on it.
Yeah. Unless you don't know what you're looking for, or if it's not part of like a package
Plus,
deal.
everything on Steam is so much cheaper.
Yeah. That
Whereas
too.
this, they're making money on it. Where Steam, there's so many, and then a lot of them they have to cut the price to even be competitive.
I think you got to a point where people beat Zelda and they're like, okay, what other games can I play? So they started looking to indie games to play on
Yeah.
the console because there wasn't a lot of games there.
And even like
So
Shovel
maybe
Knight was a port.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was a solid game.
And yeah, it
Shovel
came with
Knight's
everything for like
amazing.
$25.
Yeah.
That was a launch game too, wasn't it?
Yep.
I
Yeah.
think so.
I love Shovel Knight. They're coming out with King of Cards this year, I think.
That's the last
expansion.
DLC pack, yeah.
And I think it comes out with the amiibo.
3 of them.
Oh, does
3 pack.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which looked really awesome.
I want those.
Looks cool.
Putting aside the games for a moment, also the first year introduced a ton of peripherals / the Toy-Cons, Joy-Cons.
Yeah.
I kind of got into it a little bit because I loved the Splatoon 2 look. Me and Brent got the Splatoon Pro controller, which looked really sharp. I got the Splatoon Joy-Cons.
Those Joy-Cons, I'm so jealous.
Yeah,
I want them so bad. They just neon green, neon pink. They just pop.
Yeah.
From the start, Nintendo knew that they had some kind of feeling that audiences were going to dive into this collector's portion of yellow Joy-Cons, red and blue Joy-Cons, and all these peripherals that people and kids are going to like.
But Nintendo isn't even coming out with them fast enough. Like, there's this third-party company where you can buy pieces to like customize your Joy-Cons
Yeah.
to make it look like a Super Nintendo controller,
Right.
Or just like those clear, like atomic purple or any color N64 controllers.
Because the demand is there.
Yeah, I know Nintendo needs to get on it.
Yeah, we're just now catching up with yellow Joy-Cons, which are finally more available than they ever were.
My friend bought the see-through green for the N64 controller. He said it was kind of a bitch to put those on.
Yeah, I've heard it's not that great to do, but like it looks cool.
Oh
once
yeah,
it's
well the
done.
payoff is great, but
I don't know, like, is it too like glossy when you hold it? Like, I feel like if
No.
I like was playing it and I would get sweaty, like I would just like drop my controller all the
no,
time.
it feels exactly like the. It's actually better than what the N64 was because that was more of a slick, like your hand. It would almost get slick in your hand
Yeah.
if your hands got sweaty.
Yeah,
Backtrack a little bit. Before we left games, one of the last things in 2017 that came out was Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Just we talked before, and you said
Yep.
you got like how many hours in that game?
A lot. It was over 150, 175 hours.
my
somewhere
God.
in that range.
And that was like our
Yeah.
first like hardcore JRPG
I
the
was
Switch got.
obsessed with that game for months.
Now tell us,
Obsessed.
this is just because it's a good story.
Like every
What's your-
day coming home from work, playing it all night.
oh,
Obsessed. Yeah.
Tell us about your like final boss mindset because it was such a great story.
Yeah, it's an issue I've had for a long time of certain games. I get into them, play, get into obsessed mode. I play it every day after work, and then I get to the very end of the game. I grind up as many levels. Andy can attest to this. I kill all the special bosses. I grind up the best equipment you can possibly do. Then I'm like, oh, the boss is going to be easy. Then I just stop playing the game. I don't ever beat the boss at the end. I've had a...
What's wrong with you?
I don't know.
You don't want to finish a game?
He doesn't want the
No.
journey to end.
Yeah, you're just like, I'm just gonna drop
Yeah.
it here, and I can come back anytime I want. You guys, it's okay.
I got to the very last chapter. I got to the save point before the final boss room, and then I stopped playing. I don't know why.
Just because this game fell off the radar a little bit for me, was it everything you wanted it to be?
Oh yeah,
Was it?
but I'm a huge JRPG fan.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's just good to hear because
You are.
Nintendo
I
Switch
loved it.
needed one. And I'm glad Xenoblade filled that slot because there wasn't too many JRPGs up to that point
Right.
for the Nintendo Switch.
Yep. And they just released a new game plus mode, I think, January.
Yeah.
So I'll probably go finish it now that I know there's more following. I can start the game over again.
Yeah, well, that's just a good
So-
sign that people are hopefully buying that game, so we keep
Yeah.
getting JRPGs. And I'm really excited for like that Project Autopath whenever it comes back and comes back around.
Yes.
So
I have not
pl-
heard about that game for a while.
I know. So
Have they announced like a collector's edition for that yet?
no, they just
Okay.
announced. They said thank you for the feedback. we'll take it into consideration.
What's the date for that?
fucks.
There's no date.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Square Enix. That's all I have to say.
yeah, exactly.
It's going to be amazing though, that game.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
But getting back to the peripheral stories, we had stories that come out of people having issues with their docks. We're still getting stories of people like the docks ruining their Switches.
When I bought my Switch with Zelda, like I played it handheld forever, and then I finally put it on my TV, I was one of the people that had the left Joy-Con issue.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
To where like
really?
it just wouldn't work after like 30 seconds. It just kept on like deconnecting. So I had to send it back to Nintendo. I got it back, but it still gives me problems from time to time. Like when we played
Arms, yeah.
Arms was a bitch.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you have to buy new Joy-Cons then?
No, I mean I sent it back to them, and then they gave it back to me. But I don't know if it's a Joy-Con issue or an actual like Switch issue because I bought like a whole second pair of Joy-Cons, and we tried to play Arms, and it still had connection
Still didn't
issues.
work?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
it was weird. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
But that I play my Switch like 95% of the time handheld
Yeah,
So both Joy-Con sets had issues?
with
you got it?
Arms. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people had that issue, and then they also had the issue where the base was bent in a little bit, where it touched the screen, and their screen would get scratched.
Oh,
Scratched,
yeah.
yeah.
There were like
Yeah.
screen scratching issues.
Yeah, that was a big thing, having like protectors for the
Yep.
dock.
Because
I
the base
remember,
is shit.
Yeah,
It's
I
just
remember
hard
that
plastic.
after it launched, one of the top-selling products on Amazon was a Switch screen protector.
yeah.
Well, that and now that we're like almost a year out, we've seen all these third-party docks come out, and they don't have screen protectors. They just rest in the little slot for the charger.
Like
Which-
Sonic with his hands out or whatever.
Yeah, well, that
He's holding it.
so to me now, this dock looks like a piece of equipment that was used to pretty much push the idea that
Yeah.
it's a transfer. It transfers to your TV.
I saw a third-party dock on Kickstarter that like it's a projector dock to put it in the dock, and it like shines up on a wall, and it can go up to like
Amazing.
100 feet or 100 inches. Looks awesome.
would be
That's a good
Amazing.
idea.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's about the
I just think I would, as a marketing ploy, Nintendo built a dock that covered up your screen
Yep.
to make sure it goes to the TV and gets your attention.
So that was
Yep.
that was like the Nintendo Magic, where it was like once you dock it, you switch, and then they snap their fingers, and you pull it out, and then it's immediately on your little handheld screen. But I think now the illusion of that is gone. So now people are like, I'm just gonna buy a third-party dock and screw it. I really don't care.
right. I
I think
think
they have the gall to charge like $60 for a new dock too.
Yeah.
yeah, they do.
I thought
Even
it
though
was
it's just
I thought it was
plastic.
$100.
I think it was.
It's just a
it was,
piece of
it was
shit
between 80 and
plastic.
100. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
It was plastic
Just
that
wow.
housed a little plug on the bottom that the Switch would sit
Like,
on.
and you hold it and it's like, this is just shit.
Yeah.
It's just so
It's
crappily
it's
made.
absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
I thought originally, and I think this was a theory, that the dock would have an extra processor in it to
Something,
like
yeah.
upscale stuff to 1080 or whatever. Nope, just nothing.
Well, the original dock was good for was boosting internet connection if you had a wired connection, because the Wi-Fi wasn't great when it started. If you remember, it had Wi-Fi connectivity issues all the time, and it was also great for charging a Pro controller if you used a Pro controller on your dock. Like that was actually one nice thing about
Yeah.
it. It actually looked kind of sharp next to like your other equipment.
Sure.
Also, I'll argue for that.
Have you guys bought any like third-party like accessory things like nobody has here?
I bought like a little stand that you could like set it on if you wanted to play with a Pro controller.
Gotcha.
But-
Yeah, it's really sharp stand too.
Yeah. Other than that, no.
I bought something that turns my nunchucks into like actual controllers. So
Oh,
it's like plastic cutouts.
I bought those too. Yeah, where you just like slap it in the little slot,
Yeah.
so it's just a little bigger.
because the
Does it come with that?
just
though?
no.
Well, it comes with one.
Well, it comes with two.
A grip.
Yeah,
Th-
it's
this is like
basically
if
a
you-
controller-sized grip.
Yeah,
for
like if
the-
you turn it on its side to play like with two people, you just
Oh, I
you
see what
slot
you're
it
saying.
in
Okay.
there, and it's like
Otherwise,
I
your
bought one
hand
of those,
cramps
too.
after like an hour
Yep.
of just playing with just the.
So you get the grip with both of them. You
Yeah.
slide both of them in onto the one, right?
No. So if you're playing with the two nunchucks,
Yeah.
and two separate people are playing,
Right. They'll
Joy-Cons?
each have their own controller.
right?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
And it also came with like these rubber covers for your nunchuck or sticks
Okay.
that actually make them convex. which
Yeah,
is
and
actually
it-
easier.
It extends
Oh,
a
really?
little bit too, so
Yeah.
you're not. You probably bought the same exact product.
Probably.
I bought
It's got
for
like a red
$10.
box.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We bought the same thing.
$10,
Yeah, it was
really?
like
Wow.
$10, little pieces of plastic, whatever.
And then I have one more thing that I love, and I don't know if other people love or not. What kind of travel cases do you guys have for your Switch?
I don't.
I have a hard
You don't
case.
have one? Wait.
Nope.
You don't have one? How does that work?
I've never taken it out of my place. I've never taken it
Well, that's fair then.
too far away from the TV. Yeah.
So you've never like went on like a road trip and taken it with you or anything?
So I did one time, but I borrowed one of my friend's cases, just like a basic one with like a Triforce on it or something.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I wanted the Zelda one since since I first got my Switch. But I talked to a guy at GameStop when I first was like looking for it, and he's like, "Yeah, Nintendo didn't when they first brought their stuff to America, they didn't house it very well, and some guy stole like half their products."
What?
Wow.
Yeah, and then I'm like, "What?"
This is also a GameStop employee, so
well, I
grain
mean,
of salt.
Did he steal a semi?
I have
truck
insider
full of-
info. I work at
I don't know.
GameStop.
It was me. I
Just
stole
a-
it.
Actually, I did take my Switch one other time, and this might make someone mad. I don't know. I just put it in my backpack, just loose in my bag.
Do you have a screen protector?
Nah.
You're fucked. You're fucked,
Oh, I knew
bud.
it. No,
Jake's pissed.
It looks,
shit.
it looks
How dare
fine
you.
and it works perfectly. Nothing bad happened.
I use the one I have. I came with the Breath of the Wild Collector's Edition, which is this really tacky looking. I don't know, Shiki or
It looks like the pad or whatever.
the Sheikah Slate.
the Sheikah
Oh,
Slate.
the collector's
Yeah.
edition.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
yeah.
it's just like a rubber like foam thing that look like a child put together.
Yeah.
But it works, like because what I like about the cases, and most of them have these, is like the little SD slots that you put all your games in. And
Yeah,
that's actually where I
yeah.
put my games. I don't leave
Yeah.
them in the
Oh,
cases.
really?
That's a good idea.
That scares me.
Does it?
because like
Why?
those little slots that come with those, like I feel like over time, if you pull out games enough, like they're gonna get too loose, and then those little cards are so easy to lose.
Yeah.
I feel like they're just gonna like fly all over.
I love having all mine in one case, though. I love that.
Well, that's what I have. Like the first case that I had, I bought off the Wish app, and it was just a really cheap, like $5 fucking case, and it worked for the time. And I'm like, I need something like more fucking durable. So I paid $20 for one that came out when Super Mario Odyssey came out. So it's got the logo on that, but it's like this case that like flips open, and you can hold 4 games in each case. And it came with 2, and I already had 2, so I'm able to carry 16 games with me at all times.
Nice.
And you have like your Switch that lays down inside of it, and then if you pick up your Switch, it has like 2 pockets to where 2 of those like 4 game holders can be put. So there's 8 games right there. And then it also has a zipper where I put like 2 more of those 4 game holders. So 16 games anywhere I go, because I have to have pphysical media. I don't know why.
Me too.
See, I just
I'm
I
same way.
fucking love
Yeah.
it. Yeah, I'm a collector.
If
That's
you
what I
can.
do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, that's way too much money to lose all in one go. If someone were to steal it,
No, I need everything just compact, and the thing's so big I can also have like an extra pair of Joy-Cons. Like it's not super big, but it's big enough to have everything I want.
I wish I'd bought like a camera bag sized thing so that I could carry my Pro controller because mine doesn't fit in my case.
But the funny thing is, like,
Jam it hard enough.
these cases have gotten so absurd. I've seen cases, and I'm pretty sure that they were just people trying to get people to milk it, where it's a little mini suitcase that puts all your Switchy things, and it comes out with like a briefcase handle, and it goes and it rolls across the floor like you're in an
that.
airplane.
That's disgusting.
I know,
no
but
one needs that.
That guy should get his ass kicked.
No, that kid's rolling in puss.
that
Okay, he's got to go on.
It's like a little tiny suitcase for your Switch, and this long ass handle.
I want an 8-year-old to like have that as his backpack. Just fucking roll
Can you
into
pull up a
elementary
picture
school.
of that?
I'll try to.
Oh, my God. I need to see that.
All right, so real quick before we gotta wrap up this segment, but just for business sake, Switch. We already know that Switch is killing in sales. Best launch of a system, like it beat the PS2 in Japan. Yeah, first
It's
year
up there with PS4 too, and PS4 was crazy.
It's
right?
outselling the PS4 right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Holy
momentum
shit.
keeps. We're looking at probably the best-selling console of all time at this point.
We'll see.
Nintendo
Year 1 has been fantastic for the Switch.
Hard to beat
Beat the
Wii.
PS2 though in the Wii. That's kind
Yeah,
of crazy.
not
It
in
outpaced PS2
Really?
sales.
It outpaced
Yeah.
PS2. It obviously hasn't like overtaken it in lifetime sales.
Oh no,
yeah, but
Yeah.
that'll be hard to do.
Can I do this really fast? I have numbers for the top 5 selling games this year for Switch.
please.
And I'm curious to see if you guys will freak out over like what's like number 1.
Wait,
Odyssey.
Wait.
Mario
So,
Kart 8.
Are we looking? So you said
Odyssey.
For,
All right,
It's got to be.
wait, chill out.
we should.
So you're saying for this year 2018, or are you saying for like
Total
the
up to
first
now?
year?
The whole first year.
Whole
of the-
first
or
year,
I guess
okay.
from the end of February. That's where the numbers kind
End
of
of
stopped.
last February.
All right,
No,
so
the-
Oh,
like-
to the
like
end of
2
sorry.
weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
all right. So what do we
I-
think number one
I
is?
think the number one best-selling game on the Switch has to be Zelda.
I don't think so.
Is it not?
I don't think so.
It will blow my mind if it's not.
Even Jake said you'd be surprised.
Number one best-selling game for the Switch is Super Mario Odyssey. It sold 9 million copies. 9.07 million.
Maybe it's because of the Wii U Switch.
Well,
Switch.
not only that,
Fucking Mario.
Mario came out when plenty of Switches are out in the market now. Well, Zelda didn't have that.
And it came out around holiday. I guess I could see that. That's kind of mind blowing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think you understand how
I guess
much
it makes
people
sense.
love Mario.
I understand.
Yeah.
You can't get enough of that shit.
But I mean, when
understand,
Zelda
energy.
came out, like it had over 100% attach rate, so it's just weird. You know?
Right, but there
Mario
wasn't a
Odyssey
whole lot of-
outsell it in like 2 months though. Like
It had to
Really
it only had 2
fast.
months
Yeah.
to do it.
Yeah.
That's insane.
What was number
So-
2?
What do you guys think
Zelda?
number 2 is?
clearly, it's
Well,
gotta be
you're-
Zelda.
No,
I'm
'cause-
going back to Mario Kart.
Yeah, I was gonna say Mario Kart because
Don't
now
listen to
you're
them.
like you have this like
Zelda.
look on your face like it's weird. Guys.
It's got to be Zelda and then Mario Kart.
I think it's Zelda actually. Yeah, it's gotta be Zelda.
Number 2, Mario Kart 8.
Fuck.
Oh,
me.
7.33 million.
Wow. Zelda?
Mm-hmm.
That's a travesty.
So Odyssey has outsold Mario Kart almost by 2 million copies.
wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Number 3?
Number 3 obviously is Breath of
Zelda.
the Wild
Wow,
It amazes me.
that's
Yeah.
that's absolutely
That's crazy.
with 6.7 million.
And it was a
copies.
remake. They just made another version
No,
of the
they did
same
was-
game.
Yeah,
Everybody loves Mario Kart though.
yeah.
I don't.
Plus,
Like-
8 was probably one of the best. It's
No, I
Well,
shouldn't
and,
say
and,
that.
and like I, said,
do.
it's like it was like the perfect Switch game because you
Yeah.
just play
Right.
with 2 joysticks.
Yeah. Okay. So number 4, what do you think it is?
Splatoon?
I would say Splatoon 2.
I'll just do top
No.
5 here, but number
Xenoblade?
4.
What about
No.
Mario Rabbids?
No.
no,
Do you
no way.
think Mario Rabbids is
Uh-uh.
sold in the
Snipper
top 5?
clips.
Probably
Yeah,
Splatoon,
That's
yeah.
what I'd say.
It is Splatoon 2
Yep.
with 4.91 million copies. And then number 5 drops off a lot. But what do you think number 5 is?
Rabbids.
Rabbids. Yeah.
I'll go with
Maybe
Ra- I'll go with
Maybe
Rabbids.
Xenoblade?
You're not going to guess it.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
What if it's
I'm
probably
gonna
an
guess
indie game.
Lego Batman or Lego City Underworld.
Okay.
Maybe
It's a weird game.
maybe Binding of Isaac.
Number 5 is 1-2 Switch.
Disgusting.
1.88 million. So it drops off by like 3 million there.
That's nasty.
Yeah. And then like there's ARMS and Xenoblade 2 that are in the 1 million range.
All right, so we're going to do some final thoughts on year 1 with the Switch before we jump into our next section. And how we're going to do this is we're going to do a rapid fire around the table. First, we're going to do your favorite game from year 1 with Nintendo Switch. Brent, why don't you kick us off?
Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild.
Jesse?
Xenoblade Chronicles.
Yep, Zelda.
Zelda.
Super Mario Odyssey.
There we go.
Coming.
Goddamn.
And then if we have to give this is just purely for fun, a star rating on the Nintendo Switch after year 1, 5-star review, where would you guys go? Jake, let's have you kick it off.
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5?
This is like the perfect experience for me. This is what I wanted in not even just a handheld, just a game console period. It's amazing.
Yep, Brent.
I'd say 4.5 because the connectivity issues with some games is just batshit, drives me crazy.
He did get pissed during Splatoon 2.
Like that is just
I got really pissed too.
yeah.
It
It makes me stop playing it.
I did stop playing
Right.
after day 2, I think. And there's so many games I have to play, I just don't give a shit to go back.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm right with Brent, probably 4.5. I can't complain too much because they even gave me a JRPG
Yeah.
to jizz over.
Just
so-
the game, the game content alone carries it so
right,
much.
so it's like I can't complain. So yeah, 4.5.
Depending on what they do with the like the online, the virtual console or whatever coming up, which I think we're going to talk about, it would probably bump it to a 10 out of 10 for me. But for now, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10.
Which
It's
is
at a 5,
So
Andy.
4 out of 5.
I just do that.
You
to piss
son
you
of a bitch.
I just did it because right when I said 10 out of 10, Jake's face just like
He's doing this on purpose.
yeah, Jake
Of course
and
he
John
is.
both because you know I'm messing with you. It's a 4 out of 5 for me, John.
nice. Yeah, I'm going to go 4.5 here too. There was a few things that I wanted more, but pretty much near perfection.
Yeah.
So loved it.
Yep.
So I'm the lowest.
Yeah,
I
you
feel
are.
like I can justify that a little bit with just that anecdote I had earlier. So on the Instagram account, you guys posted pictures of our collections. You and Jake and John having a huge collections, and me having my mostly digital collection. Kind of a sexy picture, if I do say so
It is a
myself.
sexy picture.
Candles were lit.
But I did mention that I had to dust off my Joy-Cons before I took that picture because I haven't played my Switch too much recently, just because I feel like the selection after Odyssey kind of dropped off, and I've been playing other stuff.
Well, I think to your point is Switch dominated so much of our time in most of 2017.
That too, yeah.
Beginning of 2018, you're probably catching up on games you didn't get to,
Right.
which would imply non-Nintendo.
There'll probably be a lot of that this year in 2018. Catch up on other games.
Jake, to your credit, why don't you talk about how much you just use it on the go?
Yeah, I mean, when I'm at work and there's any slow time for me where there's nothing else to do, I have the Switch to play. So I know that I've played the Switch every week that I've had it. At least like an hour a week.
And he follows the ideal what Nintendo had in mind. People who travel a lot, people who
Yeah.
want to take it on the go. Like, that makes total sense.
Right.
That's why it's a 5 out of 5 for me.
Yeah.
I don't take mine on the go ever, so I'm in the same boat as Andy. So if I play mine, it's at home on the dock,
Yeah.
pretty much.
So, year one looking fantastic. All right, let's jump into the next portion of our show, and that's going to be what is next for the Nintendo Switch in year two, and that would be 2018. In order to kick this segment off, we're going to talk about what we know at this point, and that's going to be some directs we've had and some rumors or some things we've seen that we haven't gotten yet. So let's talk about the games we know that are coming. We know that there's a Metroid Prime coming eventually. There's supposedly an Animal Crossing that's coming eventually. We're getting a few ports like Donkey Kong Tropical Breeze. We're getting the World Ends With You port here shortly. With the knowledge you know, how are you feeling about year two so far?
Do you think Metroid Prime will fall in this year? Because we've seen so little on it. I'm hesitant to say it's even going to be this year.
I highly doubt it.
Probably 2019.
I think we'll see like
2020
a
maybe?
short cinematic, no in-game like gameplay, but I think we'll see like a short cinematic teaser for it at like E3 or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
We saw there was stories that came out that rumor that Bandai Namco was making Metroid Prime, but then another rumor came out saying it was not them. It was a co-developed with Bandai Namco. We have no idea what this Metroid
So
Prime is
who's
gonna be.
making it?
We don't know.
Okay.
It's
Nobody knows
still
really anything
ambiguous.
about it. I think we're gonna see like a little video of Samus like shooting something or whatever, and then the only letters it's gonna say Prime and it's gonna say 2020.
It's going to be a remake of Other M. It's going to be a port.
Jesus.
Shot for shot, same gameplay.
Is there anything that you guys know for sure, or the things that have been announced or not have been announced, that get you excited for year two with the Switch?
Octopath.
Octopath
Travelers,
Travelers.
yeah.
If that comes in 2018, I'm excited
That's
for
all
that.
I can think of, though.
I have 2 words.
Yeah.
Mario Tennis.
That
That looks really
yeah.
good.
Get
I'm
fucking pumped.
I'm into Mario Tennis.
Yeah, I'm open
Love
for a
it.
Mario Tennis, anything Mario like sports, and hopefully a Mario Party. Just another Mario
It's
Party
in
game.
the works.
Whenever that happens.
It's
Oh,
been
yeah.
forever
Yeah,
since
that
I've
was
released
one of
last
my.
one.
I kind of wrote down some predictions I had. I think we're gonna have a Mario Party game this
And
year.
10
Not
was-
this year.
No, not this year.
They just had first 100 last year. There's no way.
They did,
Where the
but
hell
that was
Smash
kinda like
Brothers?
that was kind of a remake.
Plus, that
And
was
I also think we're
that
gonna
was
see-
DS.
That was 3DS, I know,
know.
but like I'm still pissed that didn't come out for Switch.
Yeah, Jesse made a good point right there.
What was
I
that?
said, where the hell's Smash Brothers?
Yeah.
That too.
That was my only other prediction. I said
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have an announcement for Smash Brothers that it comes out like next year or maybe 2020.
Why not even port it?
Well, we had a rumor from like somebody who's really good at predicting like Nintendo rumors. I forget her name, but she's called out other things that have been correct, and she made a statement to say that this new one will be like a Smash something and a half, which will include all 3DS stuff, Wii U stuff, but also new stuff. So if that ends up being the case, I think that'll work just fine for the Switch.
And it'll have all the DLC from everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and 3DS stuff
Like they
too.
did with Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Plus
Yeah.
the battle mode, and
I-
it'll be
I-
plus something.
The only thing I'd like to see them add, I mean, besides characters and stuff, would be a better story mode because that story mode
yeah.
was kind of
I
garbage.
would even be okay if there's no story mode. I would be okay if they're gonna go down this route and it's not a completely new one. Get every single Smash character ever and put it in one
that would
game.
Be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
Except Pichu.
Nope, everybody. Every single character, every single stage. Just
That
throw
would be neat.
the history of Smash Brothers into one game.
And I could actually see them getting away with pulling an ARMS character, a Splatoon character,
Yeah.
Splatoon for sure.
and
They
maybe
would
like
use
a
Splatoon.
less than 20% chance a Rabid. I could just see it.
That would
Fuck
not
me.
surprise
They're gonna be
me
an
at
assist
all.
character.
God.
Rabbits are
They're
assist.
so
A
awesome.
summon.
That-
Or
I-
like a character that switches between like having a Peach costume, a Mario costume, a Luigi costume, and has different abilities.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be cool.
yeah, I could totally see it
Rabbids
just
are
because
sweet.
based
No,
off.
I can see like fucking Donkey Kong Rabbit just like going on the screen
Yeah,
like
that'd be cool.
Nintendogs
Oh.
did.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah,
But it'd be way funnier because the rabbits are hilarious.
Yeah.
Don't even tell me they're not. They're so cool. I
but
love
with
them.
these rumors and with the games announced, just in your general thoughts, are you excited for the games in 2018?
Man.
Not based off the list. You provided us a list of all the
for sure.
announced for sure games.
Yeah.
It didn't really surprise or didn't get me excited.
Yeah, the
too
actual
much.
confirms aren't
Yeah.
doing too much.
It's not June yet. Like E3 tells you what goes on for the rest of the year.
That's what I was thinking. Was like I bet a lot of the games have not been announced, and I like especially indies or nindies, I guess
Yeah.
they call them.
Well, the eShop's flooded with nindies now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think every single thing
Well,
on the eShop is a Nindy though.
No, but
that's
a
true.
lot of the indie production developing groups are now jumping on the bandwagon.
Oh,
and
definitely, yeah.
important stuff. Mm-hmm. But I also really want to see a freaking VC.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
number
God, I
one
hope that
thing.
comes out this year.
Or just anything online. Like I want to know what they're doing.
yeah, even if it's just like a 5 game, like like a decent starting.
Well, we
So-
know for sure that it's not going to be a virtual console.
Yeah, the thing I think I might have mentioned this before, but the thing that I heard they were doing is adding online multiplayer to some old NES games. to
That's for sure
begin.
coming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was what it was, and I don't like that.
With the monthly subscription, right?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like I don't need to play Clue Land with some asshole across the planet.
It's not even a monthly subscription. It's $20 a year.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the price they gave.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's not.
Oh, that's not
bad
bad.
at all.
I know. So
Yeah.
with that, and even if they only give you like one free game a month and there is no virtual console,
Still so
I'd be okay
cheap.
with that. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Like
it's less than
I pay
$2.
I pay $10 a month for Movie Pass,
Yeah.
and I don't even think about it because it's so cheap. Like
Yeah.
this would be an even better deal than
I,
that.
I would be disappointed if they didn't have like the breadth of virtual console that they had on Wii U.
Yeah.
Because it's such a perfect console to have all your old games on.
Yeah.
Since our predictions episode, I think we've had rumors and things come forward that we're definitely looking at a subscription service that's going to be connected to what we've been teased already, or another one altogether separate from this $20 a year one. But that's yet to be confirmed or denied. I think Nintendo said they're coming out with official details towards E3. I think that because they pushed the release date of the internet service till like September now. 'Cause it was
So stupid.
yeah, it was meant for this spring.
They don't know what they're doing. They're trying to figure out
No.
shit. Like, I'm hoping they're taking this long because they're adding more stuff to what they thought they would add.
Yeah.
So I mean,
They
we'll
want to
see.
sell more S and NES classics first,
or N64
and then
classics.
sell an N64
That's
classic,
the-
and
Or
then
Game Boy
they'll
Classic?
release it
Game Boy Classic.
after they've milked
I'd rather
us
have them
dry.
on Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as much as possible.
Is there a game that hasn't been announced yet that would just pique your interest get you excited as you were for 2017?
It would probably be Smash.
Yeah.
Besides Metroid,
Yeah.
like hearing more on Metroid, I don't know.
I think actually it's not my game, but I think Animal Crossing would light up the Switch crowd.
Even though they just had a mobile
The
release
mobile
last
app,
year.
yeah.
I think it's gonna be a good tie-in.
Really?
Yeah.
If
Is
you
it
could,
that?
if you could have some kind of way to bring some of the things you've been doing on mobile to like give you credit in the Switch game, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how well Animal Crossing's doing on mobile. I'm sure it's fine.
If they came out with a WarioWare game, I would lose my shit.
Yeah.
I
do.
love WarioWare
That's-
so
yeah,
much.
oh, that's good.
What about a Pokemon game? I would lose my shit over
That's
a
not
legitimate
happening.
Pokemon game.
Well, it's
this year.
happening. We just don't know when it's happening. We don't know if it's this
That's-
year. or
that would get me
next.
more
Yeah.
excited than anything, I think.
Yeah.
They,
how-
they did announce it, but have they announced if it's going to be like a fully realized 3D game or is it going to be like a top down? Have they said
Yes,
anything
they
about
have.
that?
I don't care.
Yeah.
Give me either one. Shit.
I just think it makes perfect sense to launch your online service with a game that based so much on connectivity and community as Animal Crossing. That makes total sense in my mind.
Yeah.
Actually, I heard with the Pokemon one is you have to get a $6.99 per month Sprint subscription, and then that gives you wireless internet for your Switch.
You're fucking
and then
lying.
you walk around and you catch Pokemon on the
You're
go with
fucking
your Switch. I'm joking. That's a
Troll, yeah.
I got really mad until I realized that you were joking because
You gotta walk around with your Switch.
that sounds like something like they charge people money for Pokemon Bank. Like, Jesus.
I pay for Pokemon
man.
Bank.
Pay for your Pokeballs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any ports you guys want to see that we haven't gotten yet come to the Nintendo Switch?
Like Wii U ports.
And it could be any port.
Pikmin 3 has been high on my list.
Has
Mario-
it?
I never played it, and I like both Pikmin games.
Oh, it's
I have
fun.
Played. Yeah, so
I could see a Pikmin collection coming too.
that'd be
makes sense.
that'd be great.
Pikmin, yeah.
I like 3 better than 2. So
Yeah, 2 was kind of weak. I thought.
yeah. I really want Super Mario Maker so bad.
I feel like that's a give me too. I feel like that should come.
It's got to be. I feel like that's one that's going to come out this year.
Yeah.
I would think so. If I had to put money down on it, it would be a Super Mario Maker remake.
What I want, and I think it's a total stretch and would not make sense to anybody. I want the port from the Wii U to come to Switch of Wind Waker. that was a port for the
I
Wii U.
want
Never.
that too. I actually
Never.
really want that.
Yeah.
The HD remake.
The HD remake for the Wii U to come out for the
and,
Switch.
and Twilight Princess.
And
I could
Twilight
play
Princess.
Wind Waker a million times.
That's so
I love
good.
that fucking game.
Yeah.
Remake all the CDI Zelda games too while you're
Oh
at
yeah,
it.
bring it on.
No.
Bring them on.
That collection.
Well, what about like okay? So there was the NES remix, the 2 games that I really like. I'd like to see like a Super Nintendo remix.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
Take my money.
I'd
I would
love that.
buy that day one.
N64 remix.
That'd
Hard
be-
to do.
Just
Yeah,
Super
the
Nintendo
classic
That'd be
remix.
though.
sweet. I don't know.
64 games are
Especially
modded.
if they have the SNES Classic and they want to compete with that,
Hmm.
why not do a Super Nintendo remix?
What about Game Boy remix, where you have Advance,
Oh, see-
DS, and Game Boy with the green graphics?
Why would they want to compete with
See,
themselves?
I think
though?
that's treading on the other service they want to offer because then they said they're going to alter old games for
Yeah.
competitiveness.
Let's be honest. We're gonna pay it for both because we're bitches. They're slaves.
fucking Nintendo fanboys over here.
Yeah.
Buy anything they make.
We're like heroin users. All right, just
Oh,
put
wait.
it in the bag. Hit me up.
The cartridge is now steel covering it. Give it to me. The case is steel.
Guess I'm buying another copy.
I get an art book.
I guess I'll import it from Europe. It's fine. No, really, it's fine.
Oh my god.
The console's got 60 more gigs of RAM now. Yes.
You're telling me I can pay more money for more stuff?
There's only a $20 tariff on each one. I don't mind paying it to get my steelbooks.
So we're not the right crowd to ask if we're gonna buy that shit because we will.
One thing I want to ask you guys: after having your Switch for a year and not having some basic mobile things like just applications in general, your Netflix, we have Hulu on the Switch now, but after having it, do you guys still want those things, or is it not as important as it was?
Bro, I got Netflix on my TV. I don't need
TV, yeah.
like
I think most people have
smart
smart
TV
TVs now. Yeah.
No, that you can get Netflix on your phone. Like, I don't think it's important as we thought it
Yeah.
would be.
The one thing I would want is like a YouTube app, but that's it. Like I don't need Netflix, Hulu, anything like that.
I think some things I like to see improved were like memory is still like an issue for some people because if you buy digital, maybe I'm not sure Andy can contest that memory can be an issue.
I bought the biggest memory card I could. I'm not close to filling it, and I have a lot of digital games.
Oh, do you? So it's worked out well?
I don't really have a problem. I have Odyssey digital. I have the only game I don't have digital is Breath of the Wild. So I have like a bunch
many
of big
gigs is it?
releases.
Super Mario Odyssey is 5.7 gigs.
Yeah, that blew
Wow.
my mind.
That's
When-
insane.
yeah.
To download
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
I downloaded it in
How?
like less than an hour.
Impossible.
Like, are you kidding me? This is insane. Yeah, so I've had no problem
impressive.
with the space on my Switch.
What?
I did have an issue.
If you really think about it, they're actually pretty small maps, which is just a lot to do in them.
Yeah.
They're
yeah.
not very big.
But there's still HD stuff. Like it's HD
yeah.
quality.
It's still mind blowing to me.
Yeah,
the issue
still-
I have
yeah.
is, which I've had with every Nintendo console that has like internet connection, is the settings menus are always really bad. Like the going through the menus and like the appearance and your profile and everything is.
Oh,
always,
really?
I always find it confusing and a little hard to like change your preferences.
To piggyback off that, I just think it'd be. Do you guys prefer to have like? I think it's actually kind of nice because I have nieces who play on my Switch. For each of them to have their own profile, so when
I
they go to
like
my
that.
games, they're not interfering with my games. It's all building new profiles based on those games, which is actually really nice.
I was also worried because I let my girlfriend play Skyrim on my computer for a while, and I said, "Hey, if you want to do this, every time you save, call me into the room because you're gonna save over something of mine." So with the Switch, it's
Yeah.
like all the files are separated and everything's separate. So I said, you know what? And she, because of the Skyrim situation, she asked me like, "Do you want me to ask you when I need to save?" I was like, "Don't gotta worry about it.
Yeah.
They protected me."
that seems very intuitive for Nintendo.
Yeah.
That's actually
It's shockingly intuitive.
It's actually amazingly how bad Bethesda is at that. Because with Skyrim and Fallout, like it's just a list of saves, and it's
Well,
like,
with Fallout, you
it's
can
terrible.
hit square and it will give you a list of your different characters.
oh
you
yeah,
can
yeah,
actually
okay,
select
that's true.
characters.
That's
So
true.
Fallout 4 they improved.
That's
upon
a
it.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. I forgot about that.
But I was going to bring up: is it weird that we care how many hours we've played a game?
Do you remember
Just to be like
you remember-
controversial, I guess.
Or to be nasty.
yeah.
I just want to know.
Playing
Yeah.
170 hours.
Like my
compared
ADD
to,
part of me is just like I
Yeah.
need to know what I've done in my
Yeah.
life.
Needs a fix.
'Cause I remember,
remember
with
when we
Xenoblade, I'm
played,
like, how many hours have I played? I'm like, why do I care?
Like, if I
why is
die-
that important to me?
If I when I die and I go hopefully to heaven, I hope that like I just have like a log time of everything that I've ever done, and I'm just gonna take like a year just looking through everything. Like, damn, I took like 7 years of shits in my entire life.
It's actually
And
so.
it has your heaviest shit
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
on a leaderboard.
Oh God.
It's so weird that it's so like actually popular, like to know how many
Yeah.
hours. Because I remember when I like back in Wrath of the Lich King, in
World of
WoW,
Warcraft. Everyone
everyone was like, "Oh, don't." No one would like. It would be like this unsaid thing of
You
no
didn't
one
wanna
would
talk about
actually
because
like.
it was so gross.
Right,
Yeah.
you would never do /play time because no one ever wanted to see how much time they've
Wow,
put into this game.
25 days. Oh.
Like 65 days.
Oh yeah.
Like, ooh. What have I been
I
doing?
should
with
probably
my-
go outside.
Yeah.
The first time I ever quit WoW was after I typed that in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's over.
it's bad.
And it only shows you one character. Then you think about, oh God, I have 6 characters. I gotta go. I can't play this game anymore.
All right, to bring this back to the Switch, I'm going to ask a couple questions just to wrap up this part 2 segment. The first one being, in your personal opinion for you, what needs to happen in 2018 for the Switch to be successful in your personal case?
VC stuff and like I said earlier, the Mario Party,
If it comes.
yeah, and then like Mario Golf, Mario Tennis,
Tennis.
stuff like that.
Yeah. Jesse?
Oh man, I'd like to see something on Metroid Prime. I'd like to see something on Pokemon. I know those are kind of, out there.
Yeah.
Probably won't happen. I'm already excited for Octopath Traveler. So,
Yes, bring us that,
just
please.
other than that though, there's just not a lot to get excited about, which is kind of depressing. I'd like to see some more releases, maybe in the next Nindies, maybe some other RPGs to get excited about.
Yeah.
I don't know. Right now, going forward, we'll see.
Yeah.
Because I don't really have a lot to look forward to.
I haven't played a Pokemon game since X and Y. It's been a while.
Yeah.
And I feel like if they do something like completely new, because with X and Y they kind of changed, like they had like 3D stuff
Right.
3D
involved
models.
in it. Yeah.
Yeah.
If they like change the game again, it'll get me to go back into another
Sure.
Pokemon game.
That would be great.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they have.
Yeah. Andy?
It's gonna mostly be news. I need to hear some good news. I need to hear some kind of like virtual console or virtual console ish news that makes me excited to subscribe to whatever service they're selling. There needs to just be like one great game that I want to play over and over. It's
Sure.
not gonna be Kirby.
Yeah. Which comes out here
Yoshi?
shortly.
What about Yoshi?
Oh,
Nah.
man.
So what's missing for me so far in this year is we had that mini Nintendo Direct, which was kind of like recap of things we almost already knew.
Yeah.
But we haven't had a solid Nintendo Direct outlining
Right.
the first half of 2018, really. I feel like that's missing compared to 2017. And I feel like I'm kind of like Jesse. I want something concrete that I know is coming, and hopefully it comes before E3, but I could see E3 being actually the day that we actually get the rest of the year laid out for us.
Right.
But that's still like 3 or 4 months away.
Right.
That's in June.
Yeah.
So we'll kind of put in our portions there of what we want to see happen. I hope a lot of these things come true. There's a lot to be proved yet so far for 2018 compared to 2017 for sure. Hopefully we're going to turn that around. 2017 did. Hopefully 2018 continues to do so. All right, that being said, let's jump into the trivia portion of our show. And we have Brent back in the host seat for trivia. Brent, it's been a long time since we've played video game trivia, so what you got in store for us tonight?
Yep. So if no one gets it
Interesting.
right in the first guess, I'll do half the clues. If no one gets it right after the second round of guesses, then I'll give the second half the clues. And if no one gets it right after that, then no one gets a point.
Brent, you're hosting. Who's going first?
Jesse, you want to start it off?
Sure.
All right.
Do it.
I feel like I've heard this before.
Sounds scary.
Yeah. This is the worst round for me to start. I don't fucking play horror games. Any of them.
Brent's a sick host.
Oh, God.
I actually completely forgotten which one I'd done first. So I'm sorry.
Anyway,
Oh, and I get a guess first. Great.
more than likely, no one's going to get the first round.
I'm just going to throw out a random guess.
Uh-huh.
Because I don't play horror games, so I don't really give a shit. I'm just going to say Eternal Darkness.
Incorrect. Andy.
Amnesia: The Dark Descent.
Incorrect.
Dead Space.
Incorrect.
Silent Hill.
Incorrect. All right. I will give half the clues. It came out in 2005. It is a first-person shooter survival horror. It was single-player mode, and it also had multiplayer. And it was on the PS3, PC, and the Xbox 360.
It's still quite a library there.
2005.
Are you
Jesse.
going guessing order again?
Yep, you go first again, Jesse.
Survival, though. I'll just say Bioshock.
Incorrect.
Could this be? And it has multiplayer.
It does.
That really throws me for a loop. Could
Which
this,
in some games, multiplayer is like
Yeah.
a very vague.
could this be Alan Wake?
Incorrect.
It's not Metro, is it?
No.
Metroid didn't have multiplayer. I don't think.
Metro didn't.
It has to be PC first. That's why I'm never gonna get it.
So, when,
unless there was a horror game that came out in that time.
when I was listening to it, what I think I heard was clock,
yeah.
some kind of Asian sound.
Uh-huh.
I thought sci-fi.
Yeah, sci-fi, or like it sounded like a Japanese
Well,
chime
it
or something.
had that like
Half-Life?
high-pitched screech noise, so it was like a
That's good.
jump
That was a
scare.
good guess.
It's a
that was
game
gonna
that
be my
has
guess.
jump scares, I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
All right, so I'm going to read all the clues here. It is 2005, came out on the PS3, PC, Xbox 360, first-person shooter, survival horror. It was developed by Monolith Productions. Single-player mode, multiplayer mode. Metacritic score on the PC was 88. PS3 was 72. Xbox 360 was 85. And I'll give you a bonus clue. It is an abbreviation.
Jesse goes first.
Jesse goes first.
Man, Monolith.
Can I guess, and then we can go back to Jesse
Let me...
if you want to do that. It's your turn.
If he allows.
Host.
What's
because,
that?
because I at least have a
There needs to be like a
guess.
time frame, though.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, let me clarify. I said abbreviation.
Mm.
You
Acronym.
did.
Acronym is what I meant.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I figured that's what you
Yeah,
meant.
yeah,
And that's
yeah.
what I was thinking in my head
Yes.
See, and I don't even care because I don't know the horror genre at all, so I'm just going to pass to Andy.
too. Is it fear?
It is fear.
Nicely
Correct.
done. Nice
F-E-A-R.
job.
I don't know what it stands for, but I know there's ...
Oh, that's right.
Something asylum recon.
Oh, okay.
Nicely done, Andy. So Andy gets the first point. Andy gets the next clip.
If you hadn't said it was an acronym abbreviation, that I would never have gotten that.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Doom 3 next. Yeah.
Doom, I can see that.
I'm okay with not getting that.
I didn't know fear was an acronym for the game.
Yeah.
It's F.E.
Yeah.
Is it really? Interesting.
All
I
right.
actually own that game on Steam.
Clip number 2.
Sad.
Can I ask,
Past 10 years.
can I ask you a question as...
No.
Okay, well, in general, because it'll help everybody. Did you pull this from gameplay or from an official soundtrack?
Official soundtrack.
Is this Duke Nukem?
It is not.
Man.
I thought you were gonna say it is. Like what?
Yeah, you had the look on your face like, oh, man.
Boy. When I first thought, I thought it was Silicon Valley.
Incorrect.
It's not this, but I can only think of Pixel Junk Shooter.
No.
Oh, it does
Okay.
sound. It does sound like those games. Yeah.
That's funny you bring that up. I just bought Pixel Junk Monsters.
That's a good game.
For the PSP.
That's a
it's
fun
fun.
game. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
it.
That's so weird that you mentioned that. Anyway, I think I'm just going to go ahead and say Metroid,
Incorrect.
just because I was
Yeah.
thinking
Yeah.
that. So, like,
Metroid.
Got
whatever.
that vibe.
Yeah.
All right. It came out in 2011.
were-
It came out on the PS3, the Xbox 360, and the PC. It had a Metacritic of PC of 95, the PS3 of 95, and the Xbox 360 of 95.
That's one of the most convoluted generations of all time.
Yeah.
There were so many games.
Can
that-
you at least tell us if it's like digital or like full retail?
I'm going to say digital.
PS3, Xbox. That is such a shitty.
It's the same three as
yeah,
last
it's,
time,
It's
yeah.
horrible.
Yeah, I know.
So
oh,
many
man.
PS3 games. It's just like the library's endless.
Yep.
Just
It's like-
2011 though.
and it's just so
Man.
generic.
It's
like,
so weird. Fear was 2005, and this is 2011. It's the same consoles.
Bulletstorm.
Incorrect. You probably forgot about this game, and if you played it, it'll probably like, oh, it'll
Epiphany
put it-
moment?
Yeah, he'll
like
put it
every
together.
time.
Like the genre would have helped me out a lot here.
Next set of clues.
Yeah, I know.
Well, somebody fill in the gaps here. I won't take credit for it. It started with an R, not ray gun, but it was a game where you flew in a symmetrical circle and you were in a ship and you shot up and down. It was a big.
That's Resogun, but that's like 2016
Is it
or
Okay.
2014. That came out with the launch of PS4.
So it's not Resogun.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
But I would guess it's like a shooter like that. Like I'm thinking Geometry Wars, but it's not because that came out in like 20. That came out like launch PS or
2005.
launch 360. Yeah, and it never came to PS3. Like it's just techno music in a
Yeah.
fucking digital game. Like,
Yeah.
It could be fucking Tetris for all I know. Like, who knows what
the
it
next
is?
set of clues will hopefully give it away.
it's not this, but I'll just do Geometry Wars.
Incorrect.
Yeah.
All right, 2000.
I get a guess.
Oh yeah,
You
sorry.
son of a bitch.
Sorry.
Jesse.
My bad.
I have no idea, but I can throw something out
Yeah.
into the wind. Let's just say something stupid like Tetris.
No.
Okay.
2011, PS3, Xbox 360, and the PC. It is a puzzle platformer. It was developed by Valve Corporation. It is single player mode and multiplayer. And the Metacritic on all three consoles was 95.
2011, you said?
Correct.
Oh, duh.
Oh, it's Portal.
Yeah.
Correct.
No,
I would have counted that as physical
Yeah.
because it came out with the orange box,
yeah,
and
the
that's
orange-
physical.
Well, I wasn't thinking about that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Sorry.
Portal,
It's all right. It's all right.
All right, Brant, let's drop clip number 3 for me.
You ready?
Yep.
Oh god.
He's laughing.
That's not good.
I can't wait for you to hear this one. All right, here we go.
Oregon Trail.
Let me play the clip.
Oh,
you
sorry.
bitch.
Oh,
Jesus.
PC
fuck yourself.
1998.
1971.
Go die of dysentery, you ass.
That's hilarious.
The wagon moving so fucking slow.
Classic video game music.
Your wagon sunk in the river. You lost 8 bullets.
The best part about Oregon Trail is just giving your family stupid ass names.
That was before they could detect.
That was
the
almost
names
too
you were-
easy,
your
Brent.
family.
That was almost too easy.
John
I
knew that
liked
after
it.
3
Did
chords.
anybody here not play Oregon Trail by chance?
Come on.
Did not know what that
No.
was?
I played that in 7th grade typing
I
class.
was going to say, I think
Yeah.
almost all of us did.
Uh-huh.
So
Who knows? Maybe you couldn't pit it or
No, he needs to throw some like softballs in there every once in a while.
Yeah.
I think if it came to me, I would have been like, "Oh God, I know it."
I wouldn't have any idea.
But after
No?
the clues,
No.
it's like,
I totally would have got
Oregon Trail, no.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yep.
definitely 1971.
All right, I'm on the board
Crazy.
with 1 point with Oregon Trail. All right, let's jump into Jake with clip number 4.
You proud of yourself?
Nope.
All right, clip number 4.
Ooh. I think I know this. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Red Dead Redemption.
Incorrect, but I liked what you're thinking.
Okay. I think I know because I'm pretty sure this song was in the game Borderlands.
Correct.
Ding, 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 ding.
you
Borderlands
go.
2.
Yes.
nice.
Opening
Because the
se-
train is running and he
Yep.
hits the skag.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Nice.
But I also have one more clip.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
we'll go with Jake first.
Okay, let's do it.
Was there a Michael Jackson game?
I mean, there was.
That could be it.
I'll guess that. Fuck it. Even though this isn't a Michael Jackson song,
Oh, sorry. He threw
that
glitter
just
at
sounded
the
like an early 90s
Yeah,
TV
it did,
intro.
yeah.
I'll do Michael Jackson Moonwalker.
Incorrect.
Damn.
Yeah. That's
my guess. Oh man. What about like Galaga? Nope.
Nope.
Okay.
Nights into Dreams. Okay.
Animaniacs on Super Nintendo.
Jesus. That was. Wow.
98 platformer and single player mode.
No.
What are the platforms?
Systems? Yeah.
Not yet.
Oh no.
What?
It's 98.
You gave that on the second round
like PS2,
every single
right?
time.
I know, but this will give it away. So
Well, 98.
98.
this will narrow it down.
So
98 was-
platformer 98. What was the other hint? Single player.
Single player
So
mode only.
nothing.
That's the end of this.
What the hell?
It's definitely a
What the
PlayStation or end of
fuck?
64 era.
Is this like Bubsy 3D?
No.
That was gonna be my guess. God damn it.
I will guess
Oh.
Spyro.
Fuck, that's correct.
Yeah.
Well done.
Wait,
Oh
that
my
means-
god.
Does that mean Jesse and me are tied? with
Yes,
two?
is what it means.
As someone who played a hell out of Spyro, I
right.
kind of
Well done.
I heard something. I don't know what it was.
was good.
Maybe like a little bug noise. I
That
don't know.
is claimed to be one of the worst parts about Spyro was the icy flight.
Yes.
Nice. All right, so we got a tiebreaker on our hands, folks.
Can't believe I got that.
Well
Holy
done,
shit.
sir.
This is
Damn.
head to head, me and Jesse.
And I get a guess first. This is
Is
great.
this in the wake of the Spyro News remasters? Was that the inspiration there?
I don't know.
No.
yeah. Wait a second. So how's the tiebreaker round going to work? Does Jesse just get a guess first each time?
You
No.
shout it out.
Oh, we shout.
It's back to
Oh
shouting.
Yep.
God.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, all right.
All right, you ready?
Sure.
All right, here we go.
Star Wars. Lord of the Rings.
Sounds like Metal Gear Solid, kind of.
Dark Souls.
That's a good one. Bloodborne.
Bloodborne it is.
I said Dark Souls. That's like the same thing.
It was Bloodborne.
Oh, come
baby.
on.
Hell yeah.
And I just basically gave it to him too.
did.
Yeah, kind of. You had the
Oh.
assist for your own line.
Oh.
How is Bloodborne not in the same genre
Demon
as
Souls is
Dark Souls?
Dark Souls?
Same developer, but not the same
Woo,
game.
baby.
That's bullshit.
Nope. It's not bullshit because I won.
Damn it.
That being said, that makes Andy our winner of Super Media All Stars video.
I've won a couple this year.
I
Oh,
take half
God,
credit for
no.
that win.
That was like the time that I like lay up to like 3 to John.
Yeah.
And he won.
That's just part of this
Yep,
game.
that's-
Yep.
Yeah, it's part of the game.
It's
Shit
like-
happens.
It's like it's the right genre and the right category, but you didn't guess the right one.
Your
It could have been
strategy-
one of the
no,
two.
Your strategy was bad. You should have waited because you were just like spewing words. Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, Demon Souls, Bloodborne.
Well, Dark Souls had way more games than Bloodborne. Bloodborne was like
yeah,
a-
it was
an
it was a
offshoot.
better
So
guess. Yeah.
yeah, Dark Souls was definitely
That
a
was
better
a better
guess.
guess.
Yeah.
That has been episode 33 of Super Media All Stars. You can find us on all kinds of social media these days. You can find us on Facebook at Super Media All Stars. Please like and subscribe there. You can find us on Twitter at SmashPod. You can find us on Instagram at Super Media All Stars.
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Steelbook Obsessed. I'm starting to do all of my video game Steelbooks. I did 360. I'm doing PS3 now. I've got a lot, and I'm doing some of John's Steelbooks too. So I got quite a bit
Check those out. Those are really cool.
for sure. Yep.
You can listen to us on all kinds of media as well. You can, first of all, check us out on Apple Podcast services. Be sure to plug us there. And then also check us out on TuneIn Radio and Google Play. Andy, you are starting a new podcast of your own. What's that about?
Yes, that is. I'm proud. Yeah, maybe not proud. I'm officially announcing the Cold Ones Power Hour podcast. Me and my friend Travis, we're having a third person on every other week, maybe once a month. It's hard to do a power hour like where you drink like 5 beers in an hour.
Sure.
Talk random shit. That should be out this week, possibly today. Look it up.
Do you want to entice us? What's in the first episode?
So the first episode, okay. So 2 episodes are going to come out right away. Episode 2, I consider better. We're just putting episode 1 out there because it's kind of an experiment. I will tease it to say that there is a decently large section where we talk shit about Brent.
Brent does not like being smashed.
It was all in love. You'll enjoy it. Give it a listen.
My God.
We're gonna have Brent on.
You need to have Brent on.
This got real quick.
Yes.
Can I be on that podcast with Brent?
Yeah, we'll
That'd be amazing.
All right, well, Andy, we look forward to that podcast. We'll have to check it out here shortly. Be sure to check out Andy's podcast on all podcast services. It's called Cold Ones Power Hour.
Or just, I think it's just gonna show up as Cold Ones.
Cold Ones.
There's a whole discussion in episode 1 about the name too. We'll figure it out.
Gotcha.
You'll figure it out.
Well, guys, I thank you for joining me tonight. Audience, thanks for listening in. We'll see you next time.
Game over, man. Game over.
Bye bye.
I am out of here.